Welcome to Let's Get Metaphysical, the show that stretches you beyond your five senses. When you are looking for your next step on the path into the unseen, we've got you covered. Join epic adventure seekers and level up your game with your host, reality magician Bierman.
Greetings, epic adventure seekers. Welcome to your guide to demystifying your world. I'm Bierman, and you are listening to Let's Get Metaphysical, connecting heart and mind. If you've not yet done so, please rate and review our podcast so others can find it. Yours may be the review of the week shared right here, starting right now. Here's the review of the week. Michael Neely said, "This is much needed. For some of us, embracing our woo-woo side can be terrifying. Allie makes it easeful and downright practical, and her guests are awesome too. A must subscribe for all spiritual seekers." Thank you, Michael, for sharing that with us. Today, I want to do something a little bit different. It's just you and me today. I want to talk to you about metaphysics and my ministry, Metaphysical Ministry International. The podcast is part of Metaphysical Ministry International. So I wanted to explain to you what it is and why I do it. Many years ago, when I started on my spiritual path, I looked everywhere for a group of people, for some kind of congregation, for some kind of gathering, people who shared my spiritual beliefs. And I couldn't find it, which surprised me because when I started on my quest, I lived in the suburbs of Washington, D.C. Such an ethically diverse community, you would think you could find anything you want there. But I couldn't. So I decided to go and do something online. And that's what I did very many years ago. I started the ministry online, and I found people all around the world finding me. I don't know how they found me, but they did. And then when I moved out to, of all places, Boise, Idaho, I was very surprised to find lots and lots of groups who shared my spiritual beliefs. So I had a big variety from which to choose. And what came really from deep within me, in my heart, is I wanted to become an ordained minister in metaphysics and start my own ministry. Because as you get to know me, you'll discover I'm pretty darn creative, and I had all kinds of ideas of what I wanted to do. And the cool thing is, because there was such an enormous spiritual community there, I didn't have to restrict it to being just online, because people would come to my home, and I had the most wonderful space for having I call it gatherings in my home. Well, since I came back to New York, I haven't been able to find a space like that or that community. So I decided, you know what, if I needed to go online and find my spiritual community, I bet there are more people all over the world in the same predicament. And so I'm working exclusively online, doing my gathering. I generally do it once a week, and when my voice is there, I get to be the minstrel minister, and I get to sing, and my goal is always to do that twice a month, assuming that the universe delivers a song for me to share. So now you know why the Metaphysical Ministry, why I do it online, and hopefully you understand that the podcast is a really important way to reach people who are starting on their spiritual path. And if that's you, I urge you to grab the gift I have for you, because really and truly, I made it for you. The person who's beginning their spiritual path, step in a new direction and go down in the show notes and click on gift, and you'll be able to pick up your guide that shows you how the world works out of your awareness to work in your favor, to produce the results you want in your life. So let's start with, what does metaphysical mean?
Well, metaphysical means bigger than the physical. You observe the world and you think the only thing that exists is what you can see, hear, smell, touch, feel, taste. In other words, you think the only thing that can possibly exist in the world is what you experience through your 5 senses. But the fact is that's a minuscule, less than 1% of the reality that exists, because there are many more dimensions that can only be experienced when you open up and allow yourself to witness the other dimensions. So the world's a lot bigger than what your 5 senses know, and you can become privy to them when you allow yourself to do so. I am the minstrel minister, and today is a time to share a song with you. For today, it's all about spirit. Well, what is your spirit? Your spirit is your soul, the immortal part of you. Your spirit's wisdom comes from your past, present, future view, all you've ever done and all you'll ever do. When your spirit speaks in pictures, words, and feelings, know the messages conveyed are for your highest good. Why would you ignore information that's top drawer, that always moves you forward on your path, that eliminates frustration, diminishes wrath? Connect with your spirit to wit. Learn to listen and to ask, to unmask its every message coming at you all day long. Open up your heart. Your spirit is never, ever wrong. Spirit can't be wrong because it's the part of you that connects to the all is one, to the life force, to all that is. Some people call it creator, some people call it God. It's the energy that is everything that exists. All of you, all of me, and more, because it's every creature and every seemingly inanimate object. So your spirit knows everything about you, past, present, and future. Therefore, when you're able to listen, to hear, to feel, to recognize the messages that it's delivering to you every day, you will never make a wrong choice. You can't make a wrong choice because your spirit always does what's in your highest and best interest, which means it will always happen at the timing that is best for you, and that's what people mean when they talk about divine timing. So learn how to communicate with your spirit so you recognize the messages coming from your spirit, which you also may know as your higher self.
To be completely transparent with you, I didn't just automatically know how to talk to my spirit, automatically know how to recognize the messages coming from my spirit or my guides or my angels. It's something that I developed a technique for, and in fact, I would love to share that with you. So check in the show notes for a link. I'm going to create a program, if not a whole program, maybe a webinar, to introduce to you. And it's not something you do in one step. It's not magic. It's not instant. But it's the most powerful thing you can ever do in your life. That's one thing. Now, here's the other thing. When I say your spirit is never wrong, you will never, ever get bad advice. You will never get any advice that's wrong. You will get advice to move you forward on the path that is best for your ultimate well-being. Your path there may not be the one you want. There may be some painful things to grow through physically, emotionally, spiritually. And it's always in your highest and best interest to move along that path. Just step back a moment and look around you at the successful people. The people in your mind are successful people. And notice 100% of them went through a major life crisis. and by growing through that major life crisis, propelled them on a path they would not have taken. So it's important for your peace of mind, for your wellness, for your happiness, for your success all across your life, to understand the universe talks to you constantly. It talks to you directly. It talks to you through your spirit. It talks to you through your guides and through your angels and through the people who come into your life to teach you lessons, and through the animals and the pets and even the plants that come into your world. There's a lesson there. And until you become aware to look for the lesson, you're missing out. You're missing out on the great adventure of life. One more point about asking for things and not getting them right away. Universe knows when the timing is right for you. You might put out a request for a different job, and an opportunity comes along, and you're ready to take it, but the universe puts an obstacle in your way. Why is that happening? Because that might be job ABC, which is better than your current job. But the universe knows a little further down the line, job XYZ is going to be presented to you, and it is way better for every aspect of your life to take that other job. And if you jump into ABC, you won't be looking, you won't notice, you won't see when XYZ is available, because it won't be available for you. That's an aspect of divine timing. Everything happens when it's in the best timing for you. It occurs to me that this would be a perfect time, following along with what I just talked with you about affirmation. If you've been speaking affirmations to get that job, to get that relationship, to get that home, only none of it's happening for you, nothing that you say you want is manifesting, there are a number of really good reasons why. And all those reasons have to do with the inaccurate way they're taught by most people. So what I did was I created a program, and oh man, it's a big one. It's got audios, it's got videos, it's got PDF. Allie, On Goals and Affirmations, and you can find it in the link is in the show notes. Grab your copy and change your world. There's one thing I want to share with you, which I think is kind of amusing and kind of highlights everything I've talked with you about so far today. This very strange thing happens here in New York. I'll go into a certain town. It happens all over when I go into different places in New York, where you're riding along and all of a sudden, the road's closed. It's closed. It's blocked. You can't go the way you were planning to go. And I don't know why my GPS system didn't warn me about that, because it's supposed to. So it happened again yesterday. And what's so odd about it, the road's closed. There's no detour sign. There's no, this is how you get around so you can still reach your destination. So when it happened yesterday, I was in the country and I didn't panic. I grabbed my phone and I used Google Maps and told it where I wanted to go. It took me on a very long, circuitous route through the country, through these magnificent farms and ponds, and it was so beautiful. Narrow, curvy roads, so easy to miss the turn because it wasn't talking to me. I don't know why the GPS wasn't talking to me. It always does, but it didn't. So I'm going along. I'm on my way to an appointment, by the way. I had left myself lots of room. Now, how do you like this? Is this the universe at work? Yes, this is the universe at work. I had left about 45 minutes extra time because there was some shopping I wanted to do on the way to my appointment. Well, it turned out I needed that time to get to the appointment because winding my way through small, narrow roads, it was I think it was 15 miles longer to get to my destination. And I really, really wanted something at a particular store. I didn't know where I was, so I didn't have my bearings on how to get to the store, which I planned on visiting before my appointment. And all of a sudden, I look over to the left and I recognize a shopping center, and holy crow, there's a store I wanted. I'm on the road I wanted to be on, coming from the completely opposite direction. But I had a quick couple minutes to run in and grab something real quick. I didn't have time to look for the other thing I wanted, but I got to my appointment on time. So then I'm going back home afterward. I take out my Garmin, and I'm hoping the Garmin's going to tell me if the road's open or not, right? Well, I'm riding down the road, and everything looks like it's going to be fine. No messages, no warnings. The road's still closed. So I'm riding along, and I see, oh, there's a backhoe off on the side of the road. I bet that means they stopped working for the day and the road's open and I can get through. Well, no, it didn't mean that at all. I go forward and bam, road's closed again, no detour signs. Here's what's so interesting. The major street that I got to before the road closed, there was a traffic light, and I was looking at the light, and I was looking at the street name, and I was just noticing it. I was thinking, I wonder where I go if I turn there. Only I didn't turn there. But guess what? That was the universe telling me, turn here now. So in a very, very roundabout way through another windy, narrow road, guess where I wound up? Back at that road where I didn't turn, and eventually found my way home. You got to pay attention to the universe. And I've been listening for years, and I heard it, and I doubted it. Don't ever doubt the message, because you'll be sorry you did. That's my message that I want to leave with you today. Thank you so much for joining me here. And I look forward to, the next episode. I'm going to be talking with Tanya Alberti. She spent 26 years in mainstream medicine and now combines some very mainstream things that I used to do in my own practice, along with really deep spiritual energy work. You're not going to want to miss that one. So looking forward to seeing you here next time. Enjoy a wonderful, blessed week.
You've been listening to a talk on the wilder side. Thanks for tuning in to Let's Get Metaphysical. Be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss a single episode, and while you're at it, please leave a rating and review, and be sure to share it with your friends. Tune in every Monday for more exciting insights and wisdom on life beyond your five senses. Until next time, take a small step in a new direction. Start now.